All right, everybody, welcome back into Cherry Picking. Today's episode, we break down the first week of the NHL season. Couple questions for our two baseball knowers, actually. For some reason, they're transitioning to hockey guys in the winter months, the Gate 14 podcast. But today's episode, presented by FanDuel Canada, North America's #1 sportsbook. You're locking NHL wagers. It's easily the best place to do so. And right off the bat, have we learned anything after the week one of the hockey season?
Don't bet in reg.
The Leafs didn't win the cup yet.
The Leafs did not win the cup yet. They did after the first two games because Austin Matthews scored 6 goals. But then Austin Matthews didn't score 6 goals, and then they lost.
He had 1,000 shots.
He had 8, I think, eh? Yeah, he had like 8.
Yes, it was incredible. He was buzzing still. But yeah, you can't win the cup in week one.
Yeah.
And I wish they could, but nope.
And still some struggles defensively.
But I think it's
even
fun.
Goalie-wise, maybe.
No, there's no goalie problem.
TJ Brody's a bum.
Is he still on the Leafs?
Yep.
He is.
Well, he was the one who fell, and Jake Evans scored that goal. Game one.
Right.
I don't know if it's just like the first 3 games. Obviously, small sample size still, but TJ Brody is a human pylon. He is taking over Justin Hall in my mind. I can't watch TJ Brody anymore.
Justin Hall spent so much time on the penalty kill for the Leafs last year too.
He was set up for failure in that organization. He's now, the Red Wings have much better expectations for him. He's like the rover guy. He's like the 7th guy that they mix into the different defensive units.
Well, they wanted to play
situations.
him like he was goddamn Brian Leach. The Leafs did,
and they wanted like all the guys. Or at least one of my buddies who plays for the Marlies always says he's the nicest fucking guy, and he gets ripped on all the time. Like he's just a guy you feel bad for. Like,
but that was Jake Gardner too, right? He left.
He's apparently just a dick.
Nice.
And he hasn't played. He's been hurt.
Yeah.
I think he's still on the Canes LTIR roster. But speaking of good teams, though, undefeated teams to start the season so far. There's still some undefeated teams left. The Bruins are 2-0. They've really only played 2 games at this point at the time of recording it. The Avalanche and then the Golden Knights. So the Bruins probably have the easiest schedule looking like ahead. They play the Sharks, Kings, Ducks, Blackhawks next. The Avalanche play Blackhawks, Hurricanes. They could lose that one for sure. Islanders, Penguins, tougher. And then Vegas, too, pretty easy. Jets, Blackhawks, Flyers, and then Blackhawks again. Honestly, fuck the NHL for giving the Bruins the easiest start to the season. It's almost like Tampa Bay Rays-esque.
Well, you know what happens when you start the season too well.
You get swept in the wild card series. Listen, I know you're talking about the undefeated teams and all that type of stuff, and obviously, out of all these undefeated teams, the one that is the best but is the most boring to watch because they're a very defensive brand of hockey is the Vegas Golden Knights. Mm-hmm. I don't think that's a hot take, but no. I'm happy the games are on at 10 o'clock so I could just kind of throw them on and just relax and watch them and kind of do other stuff. But those games, the way they play, their style is so goddamn boring. Oh, yeah. And they have such electric forwards on that team. You got Jack Eichel, Mark Stone, all those guys. William Karlsson. So out of the undefeated teams, those are the ones that I just on the bottom of my list of teams that I enjoy watching or will go out of my way to watch.
What else do you do at 10 p.m.?
Maybe watch some Netflix. Throw some Netflix and put all my...
You don't have Netflix.
Yes, I do.
You got Netflix?
I got a month and a half ago.
Nice, dude.
I got a month and a half ago. Yeah, no, I enjoy having hockey on, but I don't enjoy specifically watching if it's that game. Like the Leaf games are just the Leafs play the most shinny brand of hockey ever. The defensemen don't give a shit. Goalies are kind of trash, and it's just all goal scoring. It's electric.
Okay.
Yes, that's fun.
Fun hockey.
Yeah, it's fun brand. It's like watching Avery's fucking hockey team on Tuesday nights or whenever they play. That's what that is.
Ave?
Nights. I think that it's going to be the Golden Knights.
Golden Knights, okay. Golden Knights too. Same reason as Johnny? Easy to watch hockey?
Yeah, it's like football.
Boring hockey?
Defense travels, right?
Yeah.
And they've gotten really good at playing their style of hockey, their brand of hockey. I don't think there's a ton of turnover in that team as well. So I think they can do it. The Bruins are the closest. I think the Avs can lose definitely to the Hurricanes Saturday, I believe, right?
Yes, it would be Saturday. Yeah. Probably a better game of the Saturday slate. Yeah, Bruins would be kind of the easy answer just because they have the easiest schedule, but I feel like they can have a stinker and lose to one of these teams in the West, just like what happened to Carolina. They lost to San Jose.
And who were the 2 Bruins games against? They played the Blackhawks, one of them, and I forget who they played the second game.
And they played Nashville, who's also bad, or not very good right now.
Out of those teams undefeated, though, Johnny Stats tapping into you. The team with the highest expected goals in 5-on-5 is the Colorado Avalanche. Yes. So they are looking... Is that a good stat?
Yeah, that's a great stat.
Great stat. Johnny Stats here. Listen, the Avalanche are a fucking wagon.
Yeah.
It is mind. I mean, obviously, them in Vegas is obviously must-watch TV. I don't know when they play. Do they play soon? I feel like that'd be a fucking electric game. But you bet on them yesterday, sir. You bet on goal props. I mean, that was free as fucking air.
Yeah, the Avalanche they're still finding ways to produce, even though I still think they're very top heavy. But it's because they get so much from their back end, like their defensemen, like Bowen Byram, Cale Makar, Devin Taves, Josh Manson. Like they're stacked back there, and it obviously helps them, and it helps Georgiev's serviceable, but probably is made look better in that defensive unit. But
is there more better NFL quarterbacks or better NHL goalies?
Oh,
whoa!
Embrace
debate.
NFL quarterbacks.
You think there's that many poor NHL goalies?
Well, yeah. Because for the last there's no more there's Igor and Ilya Sorokin, and then after that Ottinger, sure, Saros, okay. Then after that it's
if you look at the good teams though in the NHL, a lot of the good teams don't have good goal, good goal. It's usually always the mid teams, like the Islanders. Obviously, we saw yesterday with the shutout. Syrup at the shutout. People forget that. The good teams usually just have these mediocre to kind of dog shit goal. I mean, Samsonov is on a terrible team. His save percentage is probably terrible, but he's on the Leafs, so it kind of gets hidden a little bit. But yeah, I think there's more NFL quarterbacks safe. That has to be the answer.
I agree, because it's Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert.
Yeah. You can get 15 good NFL quarterbacks.
So there's a top 10 list that I'd be happy with. I don't know if there's a top 10 list I'd be happy with in hockey. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So,
but general consensus, NHL backup goalies are better than NFL backup quarterbacks.
Yes, I would agree with that. That's a good take. That's a good way to look at it. Better starting quarterbacks.
I didn't think about that, yeah.
Better backups in the NHL. So good job, backup goalies. You're doing a good job out there.
I think that's just an easy answer because the tandem goalie thing that is just
much bigger now.
Right?
But that also goes hand in hand with there's less of the Martin Brodeurs, Carey Prices who are starting 70 games a year or 65 games a year. So we mentioned the Blackhawks a little bit. Obviously, Connor Bedard's first week of the NHL season. The guy's on an absolute circus right now, playing 5 road games to start. The NHL is working his goddamn dick to the bone.
His bag off.
His live goals and point total is still available up on FanDuel. The goal total hasn't changed. It's still at 30.5, but his points total has now went from 68.5 to 71.5. He has 3 points in 4 games. Do you still think he goes over that 71.5 number?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
he creates so much off. It is incredible.
I think if he had better players around him, it'd be a lot easier, that answer.
100%. But the way he creates space, the puck on his stick, it is better than I thought it was going to be.
Me too.
And sure, he can get bumped off the puck a little bit. He's not a big guy, but the way he's able to skate, not many people who are going to knock him off the puck can catch up.
He's so bad at faceoffs. Well, it's because he's small, obviously.
Everyone
who starts at the Crosby wasn't great at faceoffs.
Johnny T's faceoff percentage when he's joined the league, when he started the league, was 44%. Bedard's is 23, I want to say, or 22, which is crazy. But I think you could tell that Bedard's going to go over that just based off how comfortable he already looks in the league. There's no really jitters. There's not really making stupid mistakes or just doing dumb shit. He's creating a ton of chances. That Leafs game, he was buzzing. He was all over the ice. And especially that Bruins game where he scored, obviously looked great there as well. So I think I'd probably be way more comfortable taking that over than taking that under.
Yeah, and I think once he gets settled in after this road trip as well, it'll be a lot better for him too. It's just I think right now it's still he's still kind of getting his feet wet a little bit, even though he has looked good. I think we haven't even close to seeing what the best he has to offer, even this year. So
yeah, and Montreal and Toronto being on that road trip, Boston too.
It's just a media circus for him, and then he plays Colorado too. He just plays all the best. With Edmonton, I'm assuming is coming up to get to play against McDavid.
Yep.
So it's good, well set up for the NHL in terms of business, but poor fucking Connor. Okay, next segment. Blindly ranking these fan bases based on fandom and loyalty. So I'm going to give you 5 teams.
Yep.
You guys aren't going to know the next team, so you're just going to have to put them in a spot without knowing.
Are we going to do this together?
Yeah, you and Johnny are going to do this together. Okay, so the first team I'm giving you, the Seattle Kraken.
5.
I feel like it's
you
just
have to be.
Yeah, that's just a fun fan base too. I mean, I respect the hell out of a fan base that wanted and craved another pro sports team like the Kraken, and they pack it every single night. Their fans are diehards. And that atmosphere looks absolutely incredible.
Yeah, so their fans are.
But so then why is that 5? You just gave some pretty good reasons.
They're the youngest.
Okay. I don't know if that was okay.
I don't.
Okay, let's go 4 then. Or 3.
I'd probably say 3.
3.
Yeah,
Right in
I'd
the
probably
middle.
say 3. What are you talking
Because
about?
the Coyotes bound to be on this list.
Yeah.
Okay. Next, Montreal Canadiens.
1. I mean, they're
1.
I mean, we saw it when they were in the COVID finals. They had watch parties outside of the stadium on little bar TVs outside of bars that just thousands and thousands of people there. I mean, that's
it's not like they also don't have. I will say, being from Montreal, they don't have like the setup the Leafs have in terms of like a watchable space to watch a game outside. Like it literally made no sense where the people were piled up to do it. So
yeah. I think
I'm fine with 1.
that's a clear-cut one. That's not even close.
the Leafs.
Are they a good fan base? They have lots of fans.
You could argue with the amount of suits that are at the game, and that's kind of like the discussion right now with the atmosphere being terrible. And NHL players say the atmosphere there is like just you're playing in like a fucking library.
I've heard that as well.
Yeah, it's like,
But that's not the fault of the actual fans. That's the fault of
it
the
is.
team.
but those also include their fans.
But the
includes
but
their
the team.
fans.
Okay, well the team has priced out the real fans, which is the team's fault.
Yeah, I would still rank them 2 just based on the fact that they haven't won since '67 and they still fill the barn and the tickets are still expensive and they've consecutive sellouts. So I would probably go. I'd have to go 2. Montreal's the
I
real
don't know,
one.
man. Austin Matthews scored back-to-back hat tricks, and apparently for people who were at the game, it didn't even sound like a single goal was scored.
No,
no hats on the ice.
But that's
dead
not on the
silent, no
fans.
cheers.
That's what happens because they all work in.
Corporate America. Yeah,
Switch the upper bowl and lower bowl, right?
That would be.
that
awesome.
would be a sick experiment, but they'll never do that. That would be insane.
Yeah. Okay, next, the Winnipeg Jets.
Yeah, perfect. Go to the 4 slot.
Yeah, I mean, Sarah did the TikTok on them this week. It is crazy. I'm actually like, because I'm just thinking, like, if I lived in Winnipeg, that would be my life.
Yeah.
Like it is for the Jays for us here, Avery. Like, when they are playing, that's it. Like, that's all you watch. That's all you do. There is nothing else to do in Winnipeg. The fact that they can't sell their barn out when the tickets are $50 and excuses this, excuses that, that's all you have, dude. That's the only thing you have there. It's crazy they don't sell out.
Surely their stadium isn't that big either.
It's
right?
not big, but still, like they had 13,000 people at their home opener,
Holy
which was
13,000.
88% capacity of that arena. And then the other night for PLD's return home, 11,000 people.
Yeah, you
11,000
just
people.
can't make
So,
excuses. I was reading the
like,
TikTok comments.
No shit, Pierre-Luc Dubois didn't want to fucking.
So the London Knights are.
Yeah,
drawing
exactly.
more
I was
people.
reading under your TikTok comments, and they were saying like, "Oh, the home opener was at 3 p.m. Like traffic, this traffic that." What about yesterday then? What about the game last night?
Also, the Sens home opener was at 1 p.m. and they were 107% capacity,
Yeah.
over capacity.
Yeah,
People
see,
sitting on the floor.
that's just such lame, lazy ass excuses. With the people that say that, they're just, if you care, you'll go. If you're a loyal fan, you'll go to those games.
Okay, so now you guys have Canadians, Leafs, Kraken, Jets 5 or 4?
4,
5.
5. Okay, yeah, that makes sense with those numbers.
One more team, the Boston Bruins.
Oh, fuck.
You have to go with the 4th spot, I guess.
I'm fine with that.
Behind the Kraken is crazy.
Yeah.
Avery, you were right about putting them 4. Shit. All right.
right,
An
that's
original
the-
6 team behind the Kraken for loyal fans. All right.
That's just how the cookie
They're gonna
crumbles
hate that.
sometimes.
They
Yeah,
are not
they're
gonna like that.
They're going to love it. Okay, next part of the show, Alexander Ovechkin. The Capitals, a little bit of a slow start here. This team's not looking like we've seen in years past. Backstrom's obviously been hurt a ton. Kuznetsov, should he be in the league? I don't know. He has a drug problem, apparently. But Ovechkin, is the NHL done with Ovechkin, or is Ovechkin done with the NHL?
Well, the problem is they give up so much shots they can't fucking get it in the offensive zone. So he's been playing too much defense. He's tired. And he's not ripping enough puck on net.
Yeah.
He's fine.
He's fine.
He's
So
fine.
I will say last year he didn't have a point through 2 games either, and he still finished with 42 goals.
Jesus Christ.
He scored 2 goals in his 4th game of the season. And then 2 years ago when he scored 50 goals, though, he had 4 goals for his first 3 games.
Okay. Well, he seems like the most due man.
Yeah, he does seem very
To go to your point, though, Avery, again, not to pull Johnny Stats out of here, the Washington Capitals are 3rd lowest in the NHL in 5-on-5 expected goals.
Yeah.
So, like, you
That's
are
a-
right about them playing in their defensive zone a shit ton. Ovechkin he just turns it on when it matters. I feel like obviously, I don't know if they've gone a lot of power plays. It shows here 47% power play score. But he's gonna still somehow find out
What
a
is
way
a
to score.
47% power play score?
Like that's their conversion percentage. Sorry, power play, 47%. Right now, obviously. But yeah, no, he always finds a way to get 45 plus. And I had this take 4 or 5 years ago that he's gonna beat Gretzky's record like with ease. I think.
Okay. Yeah, he needs to play like another 2 years. I think
He will.
after this one.
I don't know. He'll do that. He just sits in the slot.
Yeah.
His brand of the way he plays is not the brand where it's like.
I will say
don't
the
think-
Flames. When he played against the Flames, man, he didn't seem as trigger happy as I've seen him in years past. Like in years past, he didn't give a shit if there was a guy in front of him. He was still shooting that puck, and now he's a little bit more hesitant. So
He might have just been tired.
might have been tired. That's a good point. He might have been tired. But yeah, so you can actually his goals prop is still listed at 40.5 on FanDuel that you can bet. Would you guys? So you guys are taking that over?
No, respectfully, I would take the under.
Okay.
You're a hater. I'm taking that over 10 times
Okay.
out of 10.
I want to see him beat the
I
record,
want to
though.
root for history. Yeah, I'm
A
rooting for history.
lot of his 50-goal seasons, he started with at least 3 goals in 3 games, and he's
So if he
not on
scores
that pace.
Scores 3
He needs to
tonight.
score 3 against Ottawa, which is their game coming up.
Yeah.
This video is going to be posted on Thursday, so the game would have already happened.
So he already scored 3.
So he already scored
Yes.
3 goals. He
Hat
already
trick.
scored 3 goals. Naturally.
Okay.
Naturally. Okay, and the last segment of the show today. 4 teams I'm going to give you guys names, and you guys tell me if they're frauds or just a slow start.
'Kay.
Okay? First name. Seattle Kraken.
Frauds.
Frauds.
Fraud. You don't want the quick stat?
Give us the stat.
Okay. One of the 2 teams without a win so far, them and the San Jose Sharks.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, they're 0-3-1. A team last year that had the highest margin between their actual goals per game from their expected goals per game. They were first in the NHL in 5-on-5 goals per game at 3.13. But their expected goals for was 2.5, which was 21st in the league.
So the shooting percentage was just
It was really high. So, frauds?
frauds.
Yeah.
I think we sniffed that out before the
That's
snats.
good.
Yeah, listen.
You read the play really well.
The last year was like a Cinderella year for them. Obviously, the playoff push they had. Yeah, I just don't think they're that good, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like if Jared McCann has another 40-plus goal season in his NHL career, I'll cut my arm off because I don't think that's ever going to happen again.
Great Toronto Maple Leaf.
Yep.
Yeah, and
Leafs legend.
yeah, Lee's. What did he
Attaboy
play?
Dubas.
Did he even play?
No, I don't
No,
know.
they didn't protect him. They protected Kerfoot instead of him.
Nice. That
worked out well. Yeah.
I'm happy to see him gone.
Yeah, them to miss the playoffs. You can bet it's still at FanDuel Canada at -150. The next team, the Devils. So they've had really slow starts, have killed them so far. So they're 1-1-1. So it's not like a horrible start, but their top guys haven't been as good. And the team that a lot of people thought could even win their division this year. In the first period, through 3 games this year, they've been outshot 39-22.
Wow.
So frauds or slow start?
Slow start.
Slow
I think
start?
that's
I
an easy
do.
one.
How long is the leash year with Lindsey Ruff though? Lindy Ruff, sorry.
They
Lindy
just
Ruff.
they
Lindy
just
Ruff.
assigned
Yeah,
him
they
to a
just
deal.
resigned
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is like, let's say they go
He's
on like.
the favorite to win the Jack Adams.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, I think he won it last year though. So
Oh,
that's
I was gonna say
probably
because if this continues and they go like on a little 20-game run here where they're like not in a playoff or they just don't look good, that'd be fucking.
I mean, if they go on a 20-game run like that, they're going to be in big trouble.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think they're a really good team, man. I mean, Jack Hughes is so goddamn fun to watch. Michigan alumni, obviously, legend. But listen,
your alma mater.
You love your Wolverine. Yeah, your alma
I'm an
mater.
alma mater.
Yeah,
I'm an
true.
alma mater. Timo Meyer, but I will say this: you better figure it the fuck out, bro. That dude.
They were getting fucking bag skate in practice after their loss, or their
Which
their
rock?
loss to the Panthers, which rocks.
I
Lindy
saw,
Ruff, old school baby.
I
love
saw
it.
someone complaining about that.
Of course they did.
Yeah.
Why?
They're just like, oh, this never works.
What?
Yeah,
Bag
it-
skates
it's
need to
never
happen,
worked.
man.
Did,
They're
did that
important.
guy not watch the movie Miracle on Ice?
Yeah, seriously, had the
there.
guys
Again.
puking 6 a.m. bag skate.
Yeah.
Okay, if you really want, if you're out on the Devils plus 360 to miss the
Jesus
playoffs,
Christ.
I don't think that's really a great bet, but it's available at FanDuel if you still want to go bet that. Next team is pretty easy. This is a layup. The Sharks,
They're shit.
they're shit. You listen, their first line is Philip Zadina, that like
Jesus
4th
Christ,
overall
bro.
pick or whatever, 3rd overall pick, Thomas Hurdle and Duclair. I will give you guys both 2 chances to name one player on their second forward line.
William Eklund.
Okay, how do you
How do you know that? I can't.
Because they used to
I
talk about
thought you were
him.
going to guess someone else because you were talking about him last year, I think, before the season started.
Oh,
Maybe because Drew and Jerry used to talk about him. Thomas Bordelot?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Those are-
the second line center and playing with fucking Mike Hoffman. Those 2 guys.
That-
That's
Mike-
the worst veteran you could have on your team to teach.
William
you.
Eklund is the only other player I could have
Yeah.
guessed.
Okay, fair enough.
I know
Johnny,
they kept
They
him
suck.
in the AHL.
They are just.
They're not even frauds. They're how they should be. They suck.
True. They just suck.
So yeah, they're tanked for first overall, which is fine. There's every league needs those type of teams. So yeah,
Who's going to go first overall? Is it Yzerman?
No, I don't even. Honestly, I don't even know yet.
I gotta
Bob McKenzie's done his top 50 whatever already before the season started. I don't even know who it was, but the Sharks were the preseason. I bet this market last year. I didn't end up betting it this year, but they were the preseason favorite to finish with the worst record at like 2-1.
Holy
like that's how
shit.
you know. Like the NHL's like, yeah, this team is
Celebrini.
bad and will be bad.
Celebrini is the projected first overall.
Okay.
No Yzerman here. I don't know where
Ivan Demidov.
where you
Cool.
got. Any
I
of
always
this
loved
from.
the
Maybe he
weird
was the
Russians
first,
that-
the guy to sign to go to college.
Celebrini, USHL.
Yeah, these are just
the
all
kids.
USHL guys.
The US is going to be so much better than Canada at hockey
yeah.
soon. Like in terms of like
These
when they
are
play
all
country
USHL
versus country.
guys. These are all USHL guys here. Damn.
Okay, last team on this list that I have that I'll ask you guys, the Tampa Bay Lightning. What do we thought? So obviously Vasilevsky out for 2 months. Are they frauds or is this a slow start from Cooper's bunch?
So they were frauds is the wrong term. They rode great goaltending and like solid secondary scoring for forever, right? And then like goons who played on the fourth line, all that stupid muscles kind of gone.
Yeah.
Not that helps them win games or score
I
goals, but
I think it does.
I think it's a different kind of look for the Lightning
It is
team.
a different look, but I think that still goes. Like I think people will still look at this top line of Braden Point, Stamkos, and Kucherov and be like, "Oh, I know this team's still so good." But
So good. I mean, they were started to crack last year. You kind of knew that when they
saw in
went
the playoffs,
when
yeah.
they faced the Leafs, and no one was worried about the Leafs facing them last year, right? It was kind of like perfect storm. That's who you wanted to play.
yeah,
I don't think frauds is the right term.
Yeah.
Change of the guard would probably be the better term.
There you go.
Just change of the guard team.
What does that mean?
Like just
Changing
like
of the guard.
There's change of the guard.
change of the
Yeah,
guard. I
changing of
heard
the guard.
chained
Yeah.
to the guard.
Change of the guard.
Change of the guard.
Yeah, 2 months to kind of make up for goaltending wise without Vasi in the between the pipes.
Cole Yzerman is the fucking second guy to go second,
Not on this.
Not
Not
on
on
this
this one.
list.
and you chirp me for that.
Oh, Yzer. Okay.
Oh, you thought he meant
I
Scotty
thought you
Yzerman.
meant. Yeah, I thought you meant Yzerman YZ. I was like, what the fuck? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But back to the Lightning. I just think that all the guys are. I actually was shocked at how old. Guess how old Steven Stamkos is.
32.
33.
He's 33 years old. I genuinely thought Stammer was like 38, still playing the league. I legit.
mean, I remember watching him like on Sarnia and stuff.
But that was when we were like 8 years old.
Very young.
I know, and now
That's
we're-
what I'm saying. Like when I think of my childhood, like when I was in high school, end of elementary school, like he was playing in the show,
True.
which is like crazy to me. He's only 33 years old, and based on the contract talk, like he can get another big ticket now, right? Like isn't that?
He's supposed to be like that's also a big thing this year. He didn't get the contract he wanted, and he's all pissed off at the front office because he's been so loyal to this organization, and they're not being loyal back. So
Yeah.
he can still get it. Like he'll still get, I think, at least 8.5. Like Scheifele just got 7.5 for 8
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
He'll get Stammer
Yeah.
will get 8 or 9 for the rest of his career for sure. I think. So yeah. I mean, you guys know I've been out on the Lightning since the beginning of the year,
Yeah.
especially with Vasilevsky going down. And the rest of this lineup's just not that good. You have Connor Sheary on your second line. Like, give me a fucking break. So I just don't think they're very good. I think they're fraudulent because I think a lot of people still think it's the same Tampa Bay Lightning team that there is. And even when Vasi comes back, watch, I bet you they'll still struggle.
Well, that's 2 months they have to make up without him, and
Yeah.
kind of
In
like
the East too,
Yeah,
which is
in the
a
East.
fucking Detroit now is good, Buffalo's good, Ottawa's good. So tough. And you could still bet them to miss the playoffs with plus money. I would do it again. I would double down. I would take that again. Plus 106 at FanDuel. All right. That is it. Anything else? Last remarks before the rest of the NHL season?
I'm excited for that Saturday slate.
Yeah,
a lot of
big
games Saturday.
slate. Tuesday as well. I think they're doing the first NHL power play red zone kind of deal. So be sure
How
to
do you
tune
watch
into
that? How do you get that?
I think
Probably
it's literally
NHL
just-
Network.
Yeah. I'm not really sure yet, to be honest. But I'm assuming it's just going to be every team that's on a power play.
That is sick.
That's awesome. That's gonna be sick.
That is unbelievable.
But they're doing the 6, 6:15, 6:30, 7.
Perfect.
Like it's 15 start games until 11 p.m. So there you go.
So they had a brain now.
They have a brain. now.
Yeah, thank God.
Thank God. Thank God is right. Okay, thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Download the FanDuel Canada app today, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.